the Great Wall and beyond. Some memories of the Beijing Paralympics will stay with us forever. The competition, the people, and of course the Chinese lifestyle and traditions.
We're back at the Paralympics. This is WADDELL, and the Paralympics is about sport and it's about entertainment. It's about great sport and great entertainment, but it's also about the culture. Here at the Johnson & Johnson Pavilion, we have the opportunity to see the Terracotta Warriors, a big part of the history of China. So let's go check it out. A farmer was digging a well and found some what looked like ceramic, and eventually what they found were all these warriors. It was in the Qin dynasty, the king had decided, or the emperor, when he died, wanted to guard his burial ground, and he had his whole army guarding his burial ground. So we see a standing archer behind me here. And what's really cool about this, and probably part of the reason that we're seeing such a great population of people coming through, is that this is such a huge part of Chinese history, yet the vast number of people in China have not had a chance to see these warriors. So coming through here, they get a chance to come and see the warriors. For me, watching the film, one of the things that I thought was so cool is that a lot of the warriors were broken. They were broken, and they tried to find a way to put these warriors back. They were warriors. The idea of the warrior is to live in an infinite way, but they had to be put back together, which dovetails really well with what's going on with the Paralympic movement at this point, that in some ways you're looking at people who might well be broken in somebody's view, but they're put back together, and the hope is that these are victories that live in an infinite kind of way.
Back in 1450, Beijing was already populated by nearly 1 million people. Today, the city is a rapidly growing metropolitan area. At the same time, it's still a great place to get a taste of China's historical cultural heritage. You still find traditional homes in narrow streets right next door to magnificent modern-day skyscrapers. Above all, it's the constructions from the various dynasties which mirror the rich history of this country. At the Forbidden City, we meet WADDELL once again and his fellow Paralympian ambassadors, VERENA and Hu Bin. The three take something of the Paralympic spirit to the famous tourist attractions, where they are eager to learn more about the times of the Chinese Empire.
It's really interesting to come to the Forbidden City and get a little taste of the culture here in China. As an athlete, oftentimes you have such blinders on. You're here to compete. You're here to do a job, and you don't get a chance to see as much of the country as you would otherwise. But that's the connection that's so important. We do get the connection oftentimes with the volunteers, connecting to the local people, but to get out here and get a little bit of a tour, you get a little taste, and that to me is the part that I'll take home.
Seat of supreme power for over 5 centuries, the city within a city was home to Chinese emperors until 1911. This is where they lived and ruled. Nowadays, the Old Palace, as the natives like to call it, is a huge treasure chamber full of cultural artifacts. Some 800,000 exhibits from various dynasties can be found here. The structures are equally impressive. It's a fine example of the visual impact of expansive and generous architecture. The common people were not allowed to enter here or build above the city. That's why there's only one historical monument from the time that surpasses the Old Palace. We accompany athletics silver medalist HEINRICH and leave the city to discover the Great Wall of China.
I'm taking
my time, letting the impressions sink in slowly. It's impressive to think it was built here by man with his bare hands. Amazing. After you've seen this, you think that the Paralympics must have been a piece of cake. Child's play. The wall has not always consisted of one uninterrupted piece. Rival rulers built their own part of the wall to protect themselves against intruders from the north. It was only in the 3rd century that the wall became one. In total, Chinese emperors constructed this famous monument over a period of 1,000 years. Now that Heinrich's competitions are over, he can relax and take some time off to get to know the host country and its people a little better.
It's
so nice over here in China because the people are so friendly and warm-hearted. I appreciate that. It's like a reward for hard work, something I would like to have all year round. That would take away a bit of the pressure from us. Possibly it could even increase our level of performance. In any case, I really like it. It's even more fun when you can share your experiences with others. Verena, Hu, Bin and Chris clearly enjoy themselves while exploring the Forbidden City. To Ho Bin, it's a great honor to share the tour with his fellow colleagues, the IPC Paralympian ambassadors.
非常好，好像是全世界的这个。
It's fun to be out with other IPC ambassadors, just like a family get-together.
你会看到我们一路上都这么开心，这么美好。
The beauty of the place instantly catches the eye. It's different for Verena. The visually impaired Nordic skier explores the site in a different way.
So Verena, I just wanted to ask you personally, how is it for you? Because you can't see all these things. How do you experience it? And what's important to you?
One thing that's very important for me is, of course, the atmosphere in a place like this and the noises, of course. You hear, I hear walls, and I hear if we're in a hall or in a temple in church, I hear big buildings. All of these things get different noises, and the acoustic is very interesting for me. And the other thing that is important for me is the description of persons who guide me. So some of the persons who was with us, the other ambassadors, or my cousin who was with me most of the times, they describe things for me. They describe pictures at a wall or the color of a building or something, and I'm very interested in these things because that's part of the history, and I think even if I can't see it, it's very interesting to know what the Chinese history would show us here, and about the architectonical things of a building. Yes, I'm very interested in, and so I think a combination of all these things is for me, gives the picture to me from such a place like here.
Words can provide sight for blind eyes. But what about the accessibility of the Forbidden City in general?
It's interesting to look at such an ancient structure and try to make something that's this ancient accessible and also maintain the integrity of the buildings. I think they've done a great job, and it's interesting to see what's been there structure-wise in the past, where they do have some grades that are kind of like stairs, but also kind of like a ramp. And I mean, some of the ramps are a little bit on the steeper side, but it certainly opens it up to a whole lot of different people. Not only just people in wheelchairs, but also people with baby strollers and things like that too. So it opens up the world, and it's been fun, and it's been an easy way to get a chance to see it.
And what about the Great Wall? Steep steps and mountainsides make it much more difficult than the Forbidden City. Heinrich tested it out.
The
parts that were not accessible were made accessible with the help of the volunteers. No stone was left unturned. If there were very steep stairs and the wheelchair user wanted to go up, they got the people together to get the man up there, even if it took 10 of them. Great job. The Great Wall here, that's the first thing you heard in conversations between athletes after the competitions. What are your plans? Are you going to the wall? Now they're all coming. Time to enjoy it. Rightly so.
Can you tell us how is it to be here?
Oh, it's amazing. We're a bit in awe of the wall, really. To get up on, come this far up it, and to see it and the views, it's just spectacular.
That's it for the sightseeing part. Yet culture is also about lifestyle and customs. The Paralympic village provided a small taste of it. Here are a few impressions.
Why are pins are so famous here in Beijing?
Why pins are so famous here? I think training pin is a traditional activity in Olympics. So I think so everyone here likes to trade pin with others and have a good time. Trade a pin, share the 爽. Because I like Russian mascot, so I collect Cheblashka. Yeah, this one and this one is also Cheblashka. This is Cheblashka. This one is my Chinese zodiac horse. Yeah, and Cheblashka. Cheblashka. Oh, Cheblashka.
And what different countries are represented here through athletes, or is there maybe a country which is from which the most athletes come and visit?
Most of the athletes come from the West Europe. For example, France, England, and Germany. And also there are many athletes from Australia, America, Canada.
Could you please tell us what can we learn here at the Chinese Learning Center?
You can have your Chinese name. The Chinese name bear the Chinese culture, and it is very in Chinese style. You can have your Chinese name here, and also you can have some instant Chinese class. The teacher will teach you some very simple sentence. So after class, you can use the sentence immediately.
If I'm at competition, what would I say?
Oh, 加油. 加油, you can say 加油. That means cheer up, go, go.
Today is a very special day. It's a traditional Chinese festival named the Mid-Autumn Day. On this day, families and relatives usually get together and eat some mooncakes and enjoy and watch the beautiful moon in the sky. You know, it's very difficult for us to get together in this modern society since some have to work and some have to go to school. So this special day is really important to our Chinese people. Thank you.